Hello. Uh, so today is going to be take two of playing some Blue-White Control with the goal of putting it on YouTube. I streamed a league yesterday. It went great. We tried some cool stuff, and the audio got messed up, and I couldn't put it on YouTube. So, gonna play another Blue-White League. Hopefully this one can go up there. So what we did yesterday was similar to today. However, we had a sideboard juke where we had 4 copies of Ragavan in the sideboard. The plan was when you go against matchups that wouldn't necessarily be ready for Ragavan at the post board, you all of a sudden have 4 Ragavans in your deck. And it was pretty bad. The big issue was a lot of the decks where I would want it were also just Ren and 6 decks, and it's not like they're going to be taking out their Ren and 6s, and that's just such a good answer to Ragavan. So it did some work here and there, but overall, it wasn't great. However, that list was trying a couple of other things. We did do well. We got a 4-1 with that league, but it wasn't really due to the Ragavans. But we had some other things going on, and I liked some of those other things, and I want to try them again here. So, number 1 is Elesh Norn. This card has really been impressing me. I've tried it a few times in Blue-White Control leagues. Been playing one main and one on the side. It's been catching on if you look at some of the recent league results. This card's really starting to pop up in Blue-White, and I was very skeptical at first, but it has just continued to impress me. It is an exceptional tool to have against 4-color. 4-color, there's like two very popular decks in this format that give me a ton of trouble when I'm playing Blue-White. One is 4-color, and one is another 4-color deck, but is Creativity. So this card just shutting 4-color down so hard is great. And then in the matchups where it turning off their ETBs is not effective, it doubling up our Solitudes and our Leyline bindings are effective. So the card's just been really impressive. I've really liked having it in the deck. I want to keep testing with it. The other card that kind of snuck up on me with the other list that we tried, I didn't even realize it was in the main deck at first, was Spreading Seas. And I would not have thought to... Sorry about the background noise. I would not have thought to include Spreading Seas in Control right now, but man, we ran into a lot of Saga, and messing with Creativity's Mountain Count. Sorry for the odds. Messing with Valakut last league mattered. Mainly Saga, right? Saga's the main target. Saga's a really challenging card for Control, and Spreading Seas is a pretty good answer to it. And I'm trying to play some stuff to deal with the things that I am weak into. And that's really 4-color Control, Creativity, and honestly Saga. Saga has been a problematic card. Not in any particular matchup, because like Hammer's like a pretty reasonable matchup. But just running into like various Sagas, that card can be really challenging. Another card I'm thinking about trying out again to be good against Saga is March of Otherworldly Light. Whatever the name of the White March is, I believe that's it. That card is also pretty effective against Sagas. So that's another one. I was thinking about trying that today, but I wanted to give Spreading Seas some more testing. Since we are not playing Ragavans this time around, it did open up our sideboard to play more stuff. I did put the 3rd Chalice on the board. Cascades is just really popular right now. While I don't love packing on Chalices to be the way to answer them, I mean, it's fine. The reason why I don't like it is because you can only ever put one into play at a time. So when you draw multiples, it's usually awkward, because if they kill one, it's usually on your end step, and then you don't have the time to redeploy it because they're probably going to do their Cascade thing. I did get some Wear Tears on the board as well, and we are playing Hollowed Moonlights again, so Yeah, I think Hollow Moonlight's a pretty good card. So. But that's it. So I want to see, is Spreading Seas a realistic card to be playing right now? We're just playing 2 of them, but I want to see if that, if that was just a fluke or if it actually does perform decently. And then I just want to keep my eye on Elesh Norn. Honestly, like, 4 colors are really hard deck to sideboard for, to have, like, something that just shuts them down, and Elesh Norn has been really good. So we shall see. Hey, what's up, Chrissy? Yeah, Leyline Binding does get supercharged with Elesh Norn, which is really nice. Now, I am only playing 3 Leyline Bindings. I think you probably should play 4 of them. The list we played yesterday only had 3, and I needed to fit the Spreading Seas in somewhere. Good lord, I'm yawning a lot. I apologize. So, this is where the other list had it cut. I'm trying it there. I don't know. You probably should still just play 4 Leyline Binding, especially with the Elesh Norn. Nice, Chrissy. Yeah, I'm still not playing, so I don't even know what the rate is. I have been playing Diablo, though. Diablo's been a lot of fun. I'm hoping we get at least close to as good of a league as we had yesterday. We had so many fun moments. I was so excited for that to be a YouTube video. We had an opponent play a turn 1 Saga when we were on the play and had a Spreading Sea, so he got to strip mine their first land. We had a moment where we had, like, all of our Archmage's charms in hand, and that was pretty cool. We had a bunch of, we just had a bunch of cool moments. I'm trying to think of, there were some other good highlights. My friend recently got a commander. I want to build an Enchantress deck for commander. Is Sithis a better commander than Tuvasa? Well, I play Tuvasa. Sithis is better if you want to be in on, like, full-blown Enchantress. Tuvasa, I have found, actually ends the game a lot better. Enchantress decks can kind of struggle to actually end the game in Commander, whereas, like, Tuvasa gets huge fast. So as long as you're down to, like, have your commander, like, be a commander damage deck and throw in a couple of auras in your deck that can help that, I'd say Tuvasa. Tuvasa also gives you access to blue, which opens up, like, that's a big reason I want to play it, because there's some blue stuff that I really wanted to do. Specifically, Enchanted Evening. I love that card. There's a lot of cool combos to do with that. Occasionally I have, like, Omniscience builds. Yeah, I mean, Sithis is going to be more the thing you want to do if you want, like, a traditional, like, Enchantress experience, especially more like Legacy Enchantress kind of deck. But yeah, personally, I play Tuvasa. It's shifted more and more to, like, an auras deck lately, which is kind of interesting. We don't have any white mana here, and we've got Chalice, which is strong in a lot of matchups. Binding probably online if we find a fetch land. Just, yeah. Kind of a weak hand, but I think I'll keep it. Dude, I don't know what's going on. I'm yawning like crazy. Yeah, it really just depends on what your goal is. I've really considered converting to, like, a Sithis deck, and then every time I do, I'm like, well, how am I actually going to win the game? And then I look at all the blue cards I'd have to cut, and I'm like, eh. Alright, so playing against Hammer. Obviously, they have a way to put the Hammer into play right here, but putting a Chalice on 1 is still pretty effective. I think I am going to do that. They're not going to be able to both play a Pure Steel Paladin and cast the Hammer with Chalice in play. Chalice will turn off things like Sigarda's Aid, if that's their way to equip. Nice. Good draw. This turn, I expect them to just put their Hammer into play. So the way that they're going to be able to equip it is either going to be Core Outfitter or Pure Steel Paladin. I've got counter magic for that. Yeah, Tuvasa's a lot of fun. I also really like one of the things I do in Chupasa where I need the blue cards for. I really like Sanctum Weaver combos. So Sanctum Weaver plus Crab Umbra or plus like Pemin's Aura allow you to make infinite mana. So I'm a big fan of that. I like making infinite mana. I am gonna fetch here. It's kind of an interesting thing. Like, do I get the Hallowed Fountain and I Archmages, or do I get the Triome to enable Leyline Binding? Where I'm gonna go with drawing cards here. They just pass. I wonder what they're sitting on. I'm also just going to pass. Makes you think that they have another thing to put into play with Stoneforge Mystic. They do. Another hammer? Another hammer, sure. Yeah, we just can't let a Paladin resolve. Hey, what's up, Wit? How you doing? Not the end of the world with all these dress downs. Sure. Definitely going to go ahead and counter that one. That's actually very sick with the 2 cards in our hand. My concern is Blacksmith. Never mind, not Blacksmith skill. Okay. Yeah, actually, I think I am just going to play that. I can always, like, Solitude pitch here, but the fact it'll double up my Solitude is huge here. Double up my Solitude, double up my Leyline Binding. So even if they have another Pure Steel Paladin and they go to equip, well, that just won't work. They do. Here's a Solitude. Solitude's going to exile both of these. There you go. Exile here. And exile here. The old double Solitude. The old double Evoke. And because we have this Chalice on one, they cannot protect from it. Can't make a Saga token this turn. I've got double Dress Down anyways. And then we have double Binding up next turn. See what I'm saying? Elesh Norn's nasty. Like, the ETB is barely doing... that stopping their ETBs barely does anything against their deck, right? It stops, like, Stoneforge. Maybe if they're on Core Outfitter because they're on Mono White. But other than that, it, like, really doesn't do all that much. But doubling our stuff alone is just so sick. And she has Vigilance. She's a 4/7 Vigilance. I don't. I unfortunately do not own one of these. I do have an original Elesh Norn, I guess. Hey, what's up, Barf? They are not going to make a token. Sure. Go Leyline Binding all of it. Yeah. They're like, all right, it's working. Permanents your opponent's control lose hexproof and indestructible until end of turn. Doesn't have hexproof or indestructible. Gonna go ahead and get a Zagoth Triome. I'm going to cast a Leyline Binding. I'm going to exile Stoneforge. And I'm going to exile Pure Steel Paladin. Give me them both. All right, I believe that was 3 of their paladins now. Hold on, give me 1 second. I'm just gonna get my door closed here so you can't hear those dogs as much. Alright. Should be less dog sound. Ooh, the crown redemption. Alright. Don't mind if I do. Nope, that's not right. Yeah? What? There we go. We drew a land. Go ahead and attack. Barf, thank you so much for that sub. Thank you. We're 11 subs away from our weekend challenge. Getting there. I'm not gonna like jump to like cycling a dress down or anything like that. If they draw a the last Pure Steel Paladin, or nope, that's really it, I guess, that I would have to dress down. Obviously the Saga tokens as well, but you see what I'm saying? Like, even the matchups where Elesh Norn's denial thing isn't doing all that much, her doubling our stuff is. Nice. They do have a Saga, and we do have the answer. We have all kinds of answers. And now with this build, we have Wear Tears on the board, which are really useful against Hammer, of course. Just going to go ahead and attack. Then make a Saga to block, and I'll go ahead and Leyline Binding it. Rather than the Saga, or the dress down. They have 5 cards in hand. I can't imagine they would have anything that, you know, it would matter with Elesh Norn, but I just don't want to dress down Elesh Norn right now. Alright, so we do want another dress down. We want the Wear Tears, and I believe we want the other Chalice for sure. Elesh Norn is an option if we have stuff we really want to cut. Spreading Seas are good. I find that counterspells are usually pretty bad against Hammer, especially on the draw, especially if they start with a Esper Sentinel. Feels really bad. You know, obviously being able to counter something like a Stoneforge Mystic with it on the stack is nice, but I don't know. I find that cutting the counterspells are usually fine. I want to keep all our white removal spells. That's a nice 4 for 4 if I want to do that. Archmage's Charm kind of plays a different role, obviously, like getting me deeper towards my answers, as well as having the ability to like steal things. It's a lot more than just a counterspell. I don't hate Teferi in this matchup. Making their protection spells, like basically turning them off, is pretty big. Bouncing Sagas, bouncing tokens. I'm just trying to think if there's anything I would rather have the second Elesh Norn for. I don't think so. Like, she's reasonable in this matchup. Doubling these up is pretty strong. But she's not, like, you know, end-all, be-all. I don't know. She might be better than something here. Maybe better than an Archmage's Charm. She's a lot of mana, and they can just, like, get over her. So she can be kind of a scary thing to tap out for, but if you do have that Solitude in hand, you really can just tap out for her. She makes it so Solitude being a 2 for 1 in their favor is now just a 2 for 2. I think I will cut one Archmage's Charm and play the other Elesh Norn. I want to see if it's a reasonable card to be bringing in this matchup. A matchup where it's like traditionally not stellar. keep this in. It's got a lot of nice pieces. Scariest things that come out of Hammer against control. Turn 1 Esper Sentinel into play a Saga, cast a Stoneforge Mystic. That is the sequence that is just like absolutely backbreaking. They do not have the Esper Sentinel, so that's good. If they do play an Ornithopter here, I'll be kind of pressured to use my Prismatic Ending. Alright, I'm going to go ahead and just play Zagoth here as I go. It's just Sigarda's go. I'm fine with that. Now if they have a Saga, we're kind of chilling because we have Spreading Seas for it. A little bit scary if they present a body, though. Which they do, but it's not the end of the world. I'm definitely going to use my Spreading Seas here. I think I'm just going to grab a Hallowed Fountain into it. Kill your land, draw a card. Like, if they throw their hammer on their Giver and hit me for 11 or whatever, that's fine. Now, if they have 2 hammers, that would suck. They are attacking, so this... Oh, they're just attacking. Yeah, I guess Giver's not really like Mother of Runes. Part of me wants to try to like flush out maybe a protection spell by just using Prism. I could just use, well, no, because they can protect these as well. I think I'm going to use Prismatic Ending on Sigarza and see what happens. Just happens. I'm going to say Plains go. I'm hoping they're just like leaning into this Saga. Just like land, go, planning on making a token. That would be ideal. Then I get to do the whole dress down thing. They are going to attack here still. Even though the Giver could be used to protect a token. If I play this tapped, I can dress down plus Leyline Binding. Okay. Dress down, clean them up. Now we're going to roll this into Teferi. Which will untap us into a dress down / Leyline Binding. Feeling pretty good. Play another Emeria. They play this one tapped. Esper Sentinel, sure. 2 Esper Sentinels, huh? I think I'm going to get rid of the Giver here. 2 Esper Sentinels is kind of annoying. Honestly, do I ever tuck one? Nah, probably not. Elesh Norn's pretty good. going to play her, makes it so they can't attack Teferi, and then in an emergency, I still have Archmage's Charm up. Obviously, I don't want to cast an Archmage's Charm that draws them 2 cards, but... Do you think Burn or Green Tron is better right now? Probably Burn. Go ahead, attempt to clear that Esper Sentinel, attack. Play a land, put a Chalice on 1, pay for Esper Sentinel, and have Archmage's Charm up, ready to pay. This is quite the dismantling. They have a March. I'm interested in paying for that. Especially because they don't have a hammer in play yet. If they already had the hammer in play, that'd be a bit scarier. Because they could still resolve a Pure Steel Paladin through this. But with no hammer in play, I think it's pretty safe to just deal with it. Nice. Elesh just being like a massive thing that you get to just like push damage with has also been really nice. Like just like her stat line's insane for 5 mana. A 5 mana 4/7 vigilance is just insane. You just get to slam into so many board states with her. And you just, like, you can't deal with it. Like, she's so hard to kill for so many decks. She's so hard to get off the board. Like, Teferi, I guess, you know, but, man, she's just really, really hard to deal with. Whew. Yeah, she's pretty much unkillable. I've just been really impressed with the card. I did not think she would be something I'd be interested in control, but here I am. Playing her in control. Being pretty impressed by it. And the Spreading Seas, once again, I mean, I know right away we hit a Saga matchup, but, man, Spreading Seas has felt great. Though I do think I want to try the old March of, why can't I never remember the name of it? March of Otherworldly Light. I kind of want to try that one as well in that spot. It's just like the Saga killer card. It doesn't cantrip, but it's instant speed. You can kill it with a Saga, like, on the stack, you know, with the Saga mana ability on the stack. Hey, what's up, Ember? Kind of a slow hand, but, you know, it's got a prismatic ending, so it's got some stuff to do early, potentially. It's got clean mana. Go ahead and keep it. Oh, God, Pike. Well, if this is a control matchup, then our hand is not ideal. The opponent just said, big fan, so now I'm worried that they're also playing a control deck, potentially. I feel like a lot of the people that like my stuff are people that play control decks. Okay, maybe not. Well, it might be 4-color. Yo, what plays Reflecting Pool? would play Reflecting Pool. Be funny to get the Spreading Seas here. Basically hits them both. It's a staple of Boomer 4 colorless. Okay, okay. They pass again. Well, this turn cycle will be able to do some Memory Deluge. One thing I haven't talked about, one thing I haven't mentioned, is that playing the Elesh Norn does come at a cost. She does cost us our Kahira, which is relevant. Not getting to play Kahira is like a thing. But so far, she has felt worth it. I'm going to grab Teferi Counterspell, and then just jam Teferi with a Counterspell up. I'm going to go up and say go. They like went to cast something and then passed. I think Teferi might just eat a Leyline Binding, but it's not the end of the world if that's the case. Oh, is this a shark? Cool. Well, I did uptick. So I have Counterspell up, and then I can roll that into just like ending this, if I'd like to. I am going to let it connect on the Teferi. I don't want to tap out a Counterspell. If they have like this plus Bolt, that'd be annoying. I kind of feel like I counter that. I want this Teferi in play. They could have another Bolt. They do have 7 cards in hand, unfortunately. Okay. Well, that is exactly what happened. Is this... I could see this being... Wilderness Reclamation. So it is. Before they get the untap trigger on the stack, I'm going to go ahead and attempt to binding it. Man, it would suck if they had Bolt, Bolt, Counterspell, Counterspell. They do not. There's an argument to like play the Deluge here, but I don't think I'm supposed to. I think I am supposed to pass. Like just, I don't know, they have 3 cards in hand. This lets them potentially like Archmage's Charm me though. Another wreck. Yep. Well, with 7 mana I don't have any way I can interact with that. When they go to their untap, like untap on the stack, this is where Rag excels. Again, it isn't, because they're a Ren and 6 deck. And that's what I was talking about, that all of the decks that I would think Ragavan would be good against are Ren and 6 decks. I don't want Ragavan against a Ren and 6. So I think it's just not true. I think he's just not good. Gotta hope that they just don't have a Time Walk here. They only have 2 cards in hand. They do have 7 mana, so if they have Nexus, So be it. They have Nexus. Okay. Yep. They only have one card in hand. They don't have a draw engine going at the moment. It's not the end of the world. They could do some nasty stuff, obviously, because they have 14 mana, but with only 2 cards, you know. 16 mana, whatever. Yeah, they just don't do anything. I'm going to go land. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 to fairy. Counter back. Yeah. This is going to be a really tough matchup. Their whole deck's built to play at instant speed. This is going to be really hard. We're a massive underdog. Hey, Bunny, thank you. Thank you so much for the prime. That got us to 140. 10 away. I'm worried about Deluge on their side. Once they find one of those, they get to cast both halves and get 4 cards. That's when I lose. On their upkeep, I'm going to go ahead and just Solitude. This is at least timely. Ooh. See if I can just fully get rid of the Wren here. Okay. I think that's better than like attacking the Wren and using it on Wilderness. They're gonna do a Giant Shark, and my last card is an Odawara. Still think I'm losing this game because I have no cards in hand. They have 2, and they have 100,000 mana. So if they just like draw anything, I lose. Whenever they find the thing, I just lose. And Memory Deluge is pretty much the thing. So I'm gonna take another turn. They're getting to that point where like lands are going to be kind of the only bricks. We're not in a good spot. Hey, what's up, Jess? of those kind of games. Problem is they have Shark Typhoons. They have Shark Typhoons, they have instant speed, time walks, and their deluges are going to be insane whenever they find them. I am doing alright. And I just keep drawing lands. And I just keep on drawing lands. To be fair, I think they might be too. I don't know. Hey, bingo. Yep. Yeah, I'm just gonna concede. I guess I should have drawn there. I didn't realize that kind of crept up on me. How fast? Okay, how fast Ren got to 7? I thought it was on 6. I should have drawn to try to find an answer. Well, we're gonna bring in vetoes. These chalices are particularly poor. I can do wear tears if they go for the thing. I can kill it. It also technically can kill it if they go for the hard cast Shark Typhoon, which does happen. Elesh Norns are actually probably pretty decent. I mean, they're probably really hard to resolve, but if I resolve them, they're probably okay. Maybe not. Maybe not. Hallowed Moonlight's kind of a funny way to counter a shark. Flusters can fight over counter spells. No, Rest in Peace can't be worth it. I don't think so. I know it interacts with Ren. I'll get rid of Dress Down. Interacts with Ren. It interacts with Deluge. I just don't think it's worth. It might be hard for them to. Nah, that's probably not worth it. Probably get rid of the Spreading Seas for Fluster. Get rid of a Verdict for a Fluster. Yeah, I'll try it like this. This is a bad this is a bad matchup. If that was not very apparent. That's what we would call a very bad matchup. We're gonna have to work really hard. I did, yeah. I got an email about it. Or I got kind of like an email regarding like how what kind of changes are happening and stuff. Coming back into Modern after a 10-ish year hiatus. What did you miss? 2 sets that came out that were designed for Modern and flipped it on its head, and now the format is very centered around cards from those 2 sets. You'll notice every card in my hand is from those sets. You are correct, Michael. Thankfully, it is not. We want to play the Delta here in order to have double counterspell up. These planes have been kind of awkward. Looks like a shark. One of the more problematic aspects of this matchup. They have instant speed win conditions and I do not. Instant speed uncounterable win conditions. I guess in a sense I do, but they can just sit back on this 2-2 for the rest of the game and make me do something. No, I'm going to do this. I have a something to do. I think it's worth using a card there. actually, that fetch is a little awkward. Maybe you should be planes. There's really not going to be a scenario where I'm going to be using counterspell, fluster, I'd have to guess. Oh. Sure. And Solitude is something I might want to do. That's interesting. Now I can let the... I could let a Wilderness Wreck resolve and then just kill it for 1 mana before they get the untap. You know what? I'm just gonna go ahead and pick them up. It's just such a lopsided matchup. I'd rather just get us into some other content that's like, I don't know, playable. I'd rather get us to something that's a little more entertaining and you know, not as lopsided as that. I tried that deck quite a bit in the past. I've really struggled against the modern meta with it. However, it is very good against Blue-Eye Control. If you are expecting Blue-Eye Control, that deck is really good. But I've played it quite a bit recently. Well, not super recently, but somewhat recently. I've been trying to play Rec, and specifically like a Bant Rec build, and it's just not. I can't beat anything. I have not been able to beat like anything with it. But hey, what's up, CWA? Yeah, I just picked him up. I was like, it's just such a lopsided matchup against Blue-Eye Control. I figured I'd just pick him up. Like if I don't have exactly Teferi, it's just a non-game. I'll keep this. Yeah, it's really just not good against most of what Modern's about right now. It is very good against Blue-Eye Control, though, which is unfortunately not what Modern's about right now. Blue-Eye Control is like, you know, like the 15th most played deck or something like that. But if you've got a lot of Blue-Eye in your meta, I can definitely recommend that deck. Having 4 Sharks, you know, potentially up to 4 Deluges, Ren and 6, these are all like really good cards against Blue-Eye. The actual, like, Wilderness Wreck is not stellar because it can be really hard to resolve, but... yeah. I'm gonna go ahead and Seize. Seize can actually be pretty potent against Burn. It's definitely worth considering leaving up Counterspell there, but I'm gonna try to mess with their mana. Yeah. Yeah, that would make sense. I mean, I'm probably just going to seize this. These are basically wastelands against Burn. I'm going to seize the other one, and perfect. And then we just Verdict. Like, if they don't have another land, this is insane. If they do, you know, they can get a Prowess trigger or whatever, but a lot of Burn, you know, it's specific color mana symbols, so... Oh my god, this worked out really well for us. I don't know if we're going to win this game or not, but I am going to cast a Verdict and kill 3 Swift Spears here, none of which have prowessed. Not a single time have they prowessed. And they're kind of limited to 1 mana. The exception is like they could cast like hard cast Rift Bolts and whatnot here. And of course they could just have more mana. But these are like almost strip mined lands at this point. Seeing something like an Eidolon would be pretty good here because we have Leyline Binding, a way to remove it without taking any damage. Suppose I would do that at instant speed. The downs, you know what? No, so if I do it at instant speed, they could have 2 burn spells, right? They could put a burn spell in the stack, and then I go to kill it, and they put another burn spell in the stack. Then I wouldn't be able to counter, but I could always counter the first one, so that doesn't matter. Yeah, I'm just gonna let it. Countering the first or the second one doesn't matter if they're both are stealing 3. Yeah, I'm just gonna pass. The first person to get to 100 hardcore and D4 and had his character killed because Blizzard took the server down and fixed the cache store. Oh, this also cost more mana than I thought it did. Oh, man. I thought I had it on 2. Rough. I thought I had that costing 2. Oh, now it costs 1. Best case scenario here would be they play another Eidolon. 2 cards in hand, they pass. I am just going to go ahead and deploy it. At 7 life, I think I have to. If they don't kill it immediately, I then have 2 counterspells to protect it. If they do kill it immediately, well, then it's a burn spell not going in my face, and I have 2 counterspells. Planeswalker at some point would be nice. I do kill them in 2 swings with Hall. Just need to not die. I mean, I think it's fine. They have no cards in hand. They can draw an additional card with Canyon. I'm going to dress down the Goblin Guide so that it doesn't have haste, and then I can kill it with Prismatic Ending. Could have also considered stealing it. Yeah, I wonder if that was better. Might have been. I don't like giving them all this time that I'm giving them. I probably should have let it resolve, steal it, and then swing with it plus Hall, and then to kill me they'd have to draw Boros Charm, burn spell, and crack the Sunbaked Canyon to do so. I think that would have been better. It just looks so nice to dress down the haste creature. It's interesting that they're pausing on this. What would be the decision? I genuinely don't know. I mean, obviously it's Mountain or Sacred Foundry, and I wonder what they're thinking about. We may never know. Maybe they're just pondering life. Maybe they're thinking about dogs. Their favorite pizza. Their least favorite pizza. Maybe they just lost connection to the game. It appears that is it. That makes more sense. Alright, they rejoined. And yet here we are. That is the most scalding Tarn. It's just sitting there, scalding, for so long. It's a very fitting fetch land for burn, I guess. Very thematic. More so than the Arid Mesa. Ah, they've decided a mountain. And they have cracked their Sunbay Canyon. That has gotten them back above being hellbent. Play our own Scalding Tarn, though. Not super interested in using it. Now I'm in a really weird holding position. Like, now that they have 2 cards in hand, it feels pretty bad. 3 cards even. To fire up Hall. Play a land. They suspend a Rift Bolt. I'm going to make a Madman move here. Draw. No, surely not. But what if I found the Teferi? But if they burn me, man, if their other cards are Boros Charm, then I just lose. So I'm like, if I don't do this, I'm committing to this is countering Rift Bolt, I guess. Interesting. Now I wish I drew because I want to put it on 3. I think I'm just going to put it on 1. A card in their hand is not a 1-drop. It being on 1 does not turn off everything, but it turns off some stuff. I think I want to counter this because now Chalice is going to be turning off a lot of garbage, and I think I'm just like, counter that, Chalice is on 1, fire up Hall Swing, and hope they can't kill me. 3 mana, cast a Rift Bolt, sure. I think it's very possible they have a Searing Blaze in hand. And it's like, whatever. They have to draw Boros Charm, I guess. Or that other card is a real card. Let's hope they don't have it. They pass. Searing Blaze could target this, but it would cost all their mana except 1. So they could like deal 1, but they wouldn't be able to then deal the other damage. Alright, I don't think I played that well, but we did get the win. Okay. These are the cards I'm kind of interested in. Wear Tear can be pretty effective. 1 mana away to kill Eidolon, but it also deals with the enchantment that is annoying. Elesh Norn. It's almost like, is Elesh Norn like better than Teferi? Part of me thinks that it might be because you play it like doubles. I don't know. It can like double up your Solitude stuff. The Spreading Seas were actually pretty good. Dress Downs suck against Burn. I generally like Flusters. I definitely want Purge. I think I want Chalice. Chalice on 1 is pretty good. Like you would think it'd be like a a home run, but it's really not like insane. Verdict was good that game. Tends to not actually be that good. It's really more the burn. Well, I'm like pretty good at killing creatures. It's more the burn spells I need to deal with. Is Fluster or Veto better? Fluster obviously falls off. Veto. I'm trying so hard to get a blue-white YouTube video out there. Maybe I have to just like cut out this whole section. I'm just gonna cut out the whole burn match and just be like, they timed out. That's what I'll say right now. They timed out. You're gonna see a game of burn, and then you're not gonna see the rest because they just kept disconnecting and reconnecting, and they timed out. Alrighty. Stellar magic so far. Oh, the crown, yes. Where did I put it? Oh, right here. Chrissy holding me to my crown obligations. My royal obligations. Have you seen the art of all these reprints that are in Commander set? I don't know exactly what you're referring to. For Lord of the Rings. No, I have not. Are they sweet? Rhinos. Oh, that's where like the panoramic cards are. That's cool. They suspend another Crashing Footfalls. Oh my goodness. Alright, emergency. Emergency. We have to find a Teferi right now. I guess or like a verdict would be okay. Teferi. Teferi. We're playing a bunch of them. Teferi, please. You know what I really want? I hope they do, now it's been a while, I'm starting to think they're not going to continue them. I want them to do the rest of those Commander collection colors. They did green, they did black. I really want them to do blue, white, and red. Because I really want some more cool, like, normal foiling soul rings. Because I don't have a... Oh! This could be huge, dude. If they don't have... Man, if they don't have it. Oh, this is... Oh, my God. Come on. Once in my life. Let it just happen. They had it. They had it! Jessica H. They had it. Shit. So annoying that they play 4 of these main deck now. Jess, thank you so much for 5 subs. Look at that. We're 10 subs away. 10 subs away from a challenge weekend. Now they play 4 main deck Dispute and they main deck Murktides. That is true. That is true. Oh! Please, dude. Please! This is a blessing from the gods. Give me... Come on. No way do they have 2 Mystical Disputes. Come on. Let's go! Let's go! We top deck back-to-back Teferis. Take that Rhino, put it in the garbage. Put it right in the trash. Right in the trash. They're missing lands, too. If we untap, I think we win. If we untap with this Teferi intact, I think we win. Wow, drawing double Teferi. That's why you play 4 Teferis. Don't leave home without 4 Teferis. Oh, man, are they going to pitch 3 cards to kill this Teferi? That plus a Fire and Ice. That's nuts. Yep. Not the end of the world. We take those. I'm going to let this all resolve. It does... I'm not going to flash into Solitude yet. I want to see what happens with their turn. It does give them the opportunity to just like play land and then they have hard cast Mystical Dispute or something up. They're suspending another Crouching Footballs. I am just going to Solitude 1. Into Prismatic Ending the other. Into have Counterspell or Memory Deluge up. Or draw a third Teferi? Fair enough. It wasn't a third Teferi. I am not going to tap out of this Counterspell right now. They did pitch a Violent Outburst, but next turn I have Deluge plus Outburst up, so sorry, Deluge plus Counterspell up. Rad. They have 2 Rhinos left in their deck. 1 Rhinos left in their deck, sorry. Then their Cascade spells get real bad. They do still have other ways to win, especially if they're on like the recent list and they got like Murktide or whatever. Fury. Now that I have Archmage's Charm, it's kind of interesting to just go for the Deluge. Brazen Borrower. I'm just like not gonna let them resolve shit. That's the game plan. Don't resolve anything, please. Just coming off this turn? Nope. This leaves me without double counter if I crack this. I guess I don't crack it then. Because of Mystical Dispute being an annoying card. Say go. This turn Rhinos does come off. I could counter it. I could Archmage's Charm, steal a Rhino. Probably supposed to just counter it. So I'm going to counter it using Archmage's Charm so that I can have Counterspell plus Deluge this next turn cycle. Steal gets got by Borrower. Gets got by Borrower. Gets got by Fury. Wow. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Bring in all of our Cascade hate. Let's take out Dress Down, Spreading Seas, Elesh. Man, I have so much. I guess like Prismatic Ending kind of sucks. It's not really the way I want to be dealing with Rhinos. I don't want to spend a card to deal with half a card. Completely bombed my IT job interview earlier today. Soft Jazz and Blue Eye Controls should set me straight. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. What'd you do? Did they ask you a question and you just like answered it horrifically or something? Did you have one of those situations where, like, they asked you... I can't think of a scenario where that would come up, but, you know, where they're like, enjoy your meal, and you're like, you too, you know, one of those kind of things. They suspend another football. This is a big suspend gamer. Also, somebody I know I've played against a bunch. I know that name. That name's like very familiar. Pull the door when it says push, but insist it's pull. Do we have another I think you should leave fan? God, I can't get I think you should leave derailed again. I could tell them how to edit a user's group policy in Active Directory, but couldn't get my camera on my phone to work. Oh, fuck. That's the worst. That's the worst. You're applying for an IT job and you have an IT issue. Oh, that sucks. Yeah, I agree, Pedro. I think it was a mistake for me to fetch on turn 1. I think they're thinking about upkeep, violent outbursting with force of negation up. Good draw to help insulate myself. Oh, that's such a bummer singles. I'm sorry. You'll get them next time. Alright, they don't have a 4th land. I do think they have a violent outburst cooking. Man, my lands are going to be really painful. I'm having to pay like a lot of life here. So, this is happening. I'm going to go for a Moonlight. Which, if they want to, they cannot cast Force Negation, and if they want to Mystical Dispute, they have to tap out. Which they do. I'm going to counter this. They're just going to concede, dude. I can just feel it in my bones. They're just going to give up. Alright, they're not giving up. Maybe they'll give up when I play this Teferi. Seiju cannot cast Mystical, so if they want to stop Teferi, they have to force. Yeah, I told you, dude. I could feel it. I could feel it. I knew it. I knew when I countered that they were just going to pick them up. I could feel it in my bones that that was going to be a concession point. Yeah, controlling the mind. I was inside their brain, dude. I was inside their brain. We are like overly prepared for Cascade, especially Rhinos, which I think is important. I think Rhinos is super popular, super powerful, and we have the tools to be good in that matchup. It is tough with the 4 main deck Mystical Disputes, but it's still workable. That's one of the reasons why the Hallowed Moonlight's so nice. It's a white answer. It not being a blue card is actually really nice. But between that, Chalice, Teferi, Dovin's Veto. We have a lot of like really powerful things to do. Supreme Verdict. It's not like we're a super soft deck to Murktide, right? All right, match 5. Let's even get another 4-1. That'd be nice. Kind of a wonky hand, but you know, we're on the play, and if they don't have something sick on turn 1, rolling a counterspell into doing other stuff is good. Yeah, Moonlight's just a really nice sideboard card. It was a great find by whoever figured it out, but it's good against Cascade decks. It's good against don't be Esper Sentinel. Ooh. It's good against Creativity. Okay, nice. Alright, so we're probably playing against Hammer, which, not to jump the gun, but it's generally a pretty good matchup. Especially if they're not going to be starting with their really potent starts. Now, it is Blue Hammer, and this is lining up to be part of the potent start. If they roll this into a Stoneforge Mystic, I am going to counter the Stoneforge. They just missed the Esper Sentinel. If this was an Esper Sentinel instead, I say it all the time, you just can't beat that start. Turn 1 Esper Sentinel into turn 2 Stoneforge off of an Urza Saga is just so insane. It's like weirdly tempting. I'm worried about the protection spells. Like, just cutting them off of some mana here. Really reasonable the next turn they would just play... Like, it's not even cutting them off mana necessarily yet, but it ultimately will be. I'm going to go for it. I'm worried that, like, by the time I do use it, I would want to use it, they're just going to have Blacksmith Skill or Surge up, and it's just going to get countered. There's their 3rd land. Probably just passing here. Ooh, they're not. So they're not going to be making a construct if they cast something. Could be a situation where they want to cast a Sigarda's Aid so that the hammer off of the... Oh, no. Maybe not Sigarda's Aid. You're still Paladin. Okay. Yeah, I mean, that makes sense. Into hammer. Into hammer. Into hammer, draw a card. Yeah, that's really nice. That kind of sequence is why I was thinking I wanted to get rid of Drum, but then they had another Drum, so... Well... I'm probably dead. I could steal the hammer, but they have another hammer here. I need to have 2 white mana because my out to this is Verdict. Before they draw a card, I'm gonna steal a hammer, I guess. Yep. Stealing Construct was better. Like Steel Construct block. Take 13. Well, nope. If we stole a Construct, then they would have put it over here. Alright. Just go ahead and concede. So we do lose game 1, but we bring in like a lot of cards, right? We get to bring in Wear Tears, Dress Down. Never mind, with this build, we're not bringing in that much. But we're bringing in these, and we're just taking out counter spells. Take out some clunky stuff, bring in some better stuff, and we get to play. I'm not really a Hollowed Moonlight gamer for Saga. Elesh Norn is reasonable doubling up these 2 cards. I think I did bring it in last time. It is really powerful doubling up Solitude. I kind of like it more than Teferi. I might be insane, but good lord. I mean, it has turn 2 Leyline Binding, and if we draw a land in our top 2 cards, rolling Teferis into stuff is not terrible, but I should probably mulligan. It's a lot better. I think I just get rid of the Teferi. You don't want to have an Esper Sentinel. Oh. Ooh, same start as last time. I could dress down a Stoneforge if that's their turn 2 play, especially finding the second one. No Saga's really nice. I think I would dress down a Stoneforge here. I think that's worth doing. Like, mostly nullify the card, get to cantrip. Could be awkward if they just like already have something like a Cauldron play, you know. You're gonna use the Stoneforge, play Sigarda's Age, sure. You know what? Might be a reasonable spot to entwine here, huh? Fuse. Cut some mana, kill their Sigarda's Aid. Maybe they have Cauldron, I'm really sad about it. No. Surely they don't just have the Cauldron in their hand. Really? Really? They actually did, huh? Well, I'm gonna do this. While they're tapped out of their protection spells. What I had said was that they had Cauldron. What I meant to say was that we have Cauldron. Normally I'm iffy on this play because of Pure Steel Paladin, but I do have Dress Down into Prismatic Ending if they have a Paladin. They also don't have any artifacts right now. Technically they have an Ink Moth, but... Oh, do I just die? Oh, I didn't die. That's good. I was pretty sure I was dead there. Was confident they were about to kill me. I'm gonna play Teferi. And uptick Prismatic Ending. Sure. No, I'm just gonna get rid of the Okay, they play the Paladin, but they don't have the other artifacts. Now I'm just going to Verdict. My thing's indestructible. Guess I attack first. Got him on the ropes. Can't believe they just had the Cauldron. That's so disappointing. Ooh, they're just passing back. To me, this reads that they have, like, you know, potentially the protection spells or whatever. That's fine. If they animate this and protect it, that's fine. 3/3, indestructible, infect. I think, am I supposed to just pass? If they, oh no, because I have first strike. Hold on. Whenever this creature deals combat damage to a creature, exile that creature. So it'll still deal damage, and it will still exile it. Yeah. So if they block, they still just lose their Ink Moth. And would still take 2 and would still be dead to the Germ token next turn. So they just go to 2. We got Dress Down, which should hopefully protect us from most stuff. They have 1 card in hand. It would need to be like Sigarda's Aid, Hammer. Okay, we should be good. They die through this. So they need more than just this. Okay. Whew, that was a scary game because they kind of like had the nuts of like the extra little thing that you know, they had the one of in their hand, but we were able to get there. Let's try again. They kept having the thing. The blue build I think is scarier than the white build for us because Spell Pierce is a pretty scary card potentially. Yeah, I'll keep this one. We've been lucky that they haven't had... Well, I don't want to say it, because now they're going to have it. Don't say anything, Evan. Don't open your mouth. Don't say the card that you don't want them to have, because then they'll have it, you silly goose. Oh, that's not it. Alright, so they, by playing the Ornithopter, they are presenting being able to, like, do the nasty thing on turn 2, so I should probably respect it and just kill the Sigarda's Aid using... Hallowed Fountain. And I believe a Prismatic Ending. Rather than my Wear Tear. Being the Wear Tear can kill Saga, that's really big. Sure. It's a good Magic card. It doesn't exile if the thing dies in combat. Right, their thing was indestructible because they had just Blacksmith skilled it. I don't think I need to leave up white here. I think I do this. I think it's going to get pierced. I play this tapped. I say go. You would have left up white. Nah. I don't think I shocked to do that. I think I'm using Solitude, not Tear. I think I value not shocking there. Because I think this is going to be a scrappy game where the 2 life is going to matter. I'm interested in fusing a Wear Tear this turn if they just do the same thing of just attacking me and passing. Killing the Sigarda's-Aid and the Ornithop. Oh, okay. We got a hammer turn. No, we're not dead. We're still doing things. Don't worry. We're still doing things here. Don't you worry. Okay. Other one's locked down. They drew another land. Artifact in play lets them equip things. I'm trying to be patient with how I'm using my resources here. I'm just trying to play around their interaction the best that I can. This time I think I'm going to upkeep, pay 3 binding, and then I still have Archmage's Charm up. Oh, it's only 2 mana, right? Because I got the Breeding Pool. So I have Chalice in play, so like I'm not likely to tear, but there is a world where they use March to get rid of Chalice and then clear a thing and whatever. Alright, they didn't play anything on the turn that we committed an Elesh Norn. Now we have counterspell up, Elesh Norn. Elesh Norn's turning off Stoneforge Mystics from being able to search. And we just have a 4/7 to close the game out over 4 turns. If we draw a land, we kill them next turn. I'm not going to like Archmages to draw here, though, I don't think. Now we have double Solitude to clear 2 creatures at once. So many other draws are like neutered here. Draw another land. I'm playing full patient. I don't think I'm supposed to jump the gun on anything. I think I just have like everything covered, and I have them dead in a clean amount of swings, and I just take those swings, and that's the game. Can we get another 4-1? Back-to-back blue-white 4-1s, please. Elesh Norn just looking nasty. Looking like this unkillable, efficiently costed threat that disables decks and amplifies ours. They're passing. They are passing the turn. Not a lot that blue-white could have here. It could be a March. We could have March of Otherworldly Light. I did draw the land. Maybe I'm supposed to go for Hull, but I think I'm just going to attack and hold up my interaction. All right, another 4-1. So I know she wasn't doing anything like exceptional right there, but I swear, man, Elesh Norn is really good in control. Like, I know I've been harping on it a bit, but a 5-mana, 4/7, Vigilance. Vigilance is huge. That just doesn't die to, like, anything. They need to cobble so much together to kill her. The scariest card's, like, Teferi, but whatever. Teferi's already good against us. Elesh Norn has just been so good. Let's open some good cards. Oh, or some aggressively medium cards. I've been super impressed. I'll also say Spreading Seas have been solid. I think they've been really worth the slot. I've been liking them quite a bit, though I do want to try a league with some Marches. March of Otherworldly Light. Yeah, I recommend if you like control, give Elesh Norn a try. She's been, if you haven't already, she's been really good for me. No other real notes for the list. I think it was just pretty straightforward stuff. I think Spreading Seas is interesting. Experiment with blue-white. I think there's wiggle room in it right now. There's a lot of good standard stuff to play in blue-white, and that'll get you so far. But there's a lot of matchups that I think blue-white really struggles against, and it's worth experimenting with some unconventional stuff that I think might help quite a bit. Elesh Norn, I think, is one of those cards. Yeah, so that was blue-white control.